People hear one story about NEOM. The story is big and exciting. It sounds like a future city from a movie. This city will have smart buildings, flying cars, clean energy, a new way of living. It promises a utopia in the desert, a place where humanity takes its next great leap forward. This is the myth. It is a powerful and captivating vision designed to attract attention, investment, talent. This narrative paints a picture of perfection, a seamless transition from an oil-dependent past to a high-tech, sustainable future. The reality, however, is much more complicated. Behind the glossy promotional videos lies a project of staggering complexity and risk. We must ask if this dream can truly become real, or if it is a fantastically expensive gamble destined to fall short. This essay looks at both sides of the story. NEOM is a massive urban development project in the northwest of Saudi Arabia. The name itself is a blend of the Greek word neo, meaning new, and the Arabic word mustaqbal, meaning future. Leaders say they will spend $500 billion, a figure that almost defies comprehension. This funding is primarily from Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, the country's sovereign wealth fund. The goal is to create a new economic zone with its own laws, taxes, and regulations to attract international business. The scale is immense, 26,500 square kilometers, larger than some small countries, composed of distinct zones. The Line, a 170-kilometer-long linear city with no cars. Oxagon, a floating, industrial city. Trojena, a mountain resort offering year-round skiing. The plan is to power everything with 100% renewable energy, solar and wind, making it a model for sustainable living and a centerpiece of Saudi Vision 2030. One of the biggest and most obvious problems facing NEOM is money. The official price tag is $500 billion, but mega projects almost never stick to their initial budget. Building a futuristic city from scratch in a harsh desert is unprecedented and costly. Roads, water pipes, advanced buildings, everything is harder and more expensive in a remote, arid location. Experts predict the final cost could swell to over $1 trillion. The funding relies on the financial health of Saudi Arabia and oil-driven revenues. Prolonged low oil prices or a global recession could slow the money, causing delays or downsizing. A project of this scale needs consistent long-term funding. NEOM must attract foreign investment, factories, offices, relocations, despite geopolitical risk, an unproven legal system, and high operating costs. Many mega projects suffered overruns and poor returns. The risk of NEOM becoming a white elephant is real and must be carefully managed. Another profound challenge for NEOM is the environment itself. One of the hottest and driest regions on the planet, summer temperatures make construction and life difficult. Water is almost absent. NEOM relies entirely on desalination, which is energy-intensive even with advances. Discharging super salty brine can harm Red Sea ecosystems, including fragile coral reefs NEOM wants tourists to see. A 170-kilometer city, an industrial port, a mountain resort, massive land transformation that disrupts habitats. Planners promise nature reserves, but avoiding a large footprint is difficult at this scale. Warming could raise sea levels and increase extreme events. Even small rises may threaten coastal infrastructure. Rare but intense flash floods endanger desert cities. NEOM's long-term viability depends on withstanding a harsher climate. The vision is intertwined with cutting-edge technology, autonomous vehicles, flying taxis, advanced robotics, AI managing city services. Some tech is proven, high-speed rail, solar power, but many elements remain prototypes or concepts. An end-to-end 20-minute transit across 170 kilometers has never been built or operated reliably. A robot service city with drones requires deep integration and an AI backbone that remains largely theoretical. If tech lags, expect delays and redesigns. Wait, and you risk stalling. Build now, and risk obsolescence. Development and R&D are expensive. There's no existing supply chain or experienced workforce to lean on. NEOM will pay a premium for every futuristic piece, adding financial risk atop vast construction costs. Success is a bet on a tech revolution happening on command and on schedule. Building NEOM will require a colossal workforce, hundreds of thousands of construction workers, engineers, technicians, and service staff over many years. Saudi Arabia lacks the numbers and skills, so NEOM will depend heavily on foreign workers from around the world. Housing, healthcare, and living conditions for such a large workforce are monumental tasks. The region has faced criticism over treatment of migrant laborers, poor conditions, low pay, unfair practices. The world will be watching. Any hint of exploitation could damage NEOM's reputation and deter companies and talent. NEOM aims to be global, with laws and lifestyle differing from the rest of the kingdom. That could create social friction with local communities, including, reportedly, displaced Huaytat members. Too liberal risks internal resistance. Too restrictive risks failing to attract the people it needs. Leaders must keep it both authentically Saudi and globally appealing. Success is not just about technology and finance, it is also deeply political. NEOM is the signature initiative of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Its fate is tied to his political fortunes and a centralized decision-making model. Political instability could disrupt the long-term vision and funding. Global perceptions of human rights, press freedom, and regional conflicts influence investment and talent decisions. A separate legal system aims to be business-friendly, but raises sovereignty and enforcement questions. Regional instability could threaten security and supply chains. A peaceful environment cannot be guaranteed. These political risks are less tangible than budgets, but just as critical to survival. Despite enormous challenges, there are compelling reasons to believe parts of NEOM could succeed. Immense political will and resources can absorb early losses and push through hard phases. With a $500 billion commitment, NEOM can hire world-class planners and problem-solvers. On the Red Sea, near major trade routes, 13% of world trade passes nearby. Oxagon could become a logistics hub. Natural beauty supports luxury tourism that could generate revenue relatively quickly. Year-round sun and steady winds, plus falling renewable costs, could make NEOM a leader in clean power and green hydrogen. The push to diversify the economy is strong. Even a modest version that seeds new sectors would be a significant achievement. New industries in tech, tourism, entertainment, and logistics could create thousands of jobs and secure the future. NEOM is one of the most ambitious and polarizing projects of the 21st century. The myth promises flawless execution. The reality is laden with risk, finance, environment, unproven tech, politics. It pushes the limits of engineering, finance, and social planning. The most likely outcome is mixed. Some parts thrive, others stall or change. Resorts in Trojena or along the Red Sea could succeed. Solar, wind, and green hydrogen could deliver real value. Oxagon might attract logistics and manufacturing, providing tangible returns. The Line, as a 170-kilometer city for millions, faces an uncertain future, likely downsized, delayed, or reimagined. Success won't be matching initial blueprints, but adapting, learning, and pivoting to what's practical. Ultimately, NEOM is a lesson in balancing ambition and pragmatism, a living lab for cities, energy, and water.